Made on Ridgeway Sports Podcast, episode 80. Hunter Keister back with
K-Mac, let's get it. Episode 80. Let's go.
Alright, and we are back another week in sports, and we have a nice little MMA focused show with some NBA mixed in there, and should be a good podcast for episode 80. So getting into it, we're going to start with the UFC card we saw, what was that, last weekend?
Yeah.
Vettori versus Cannonier. And we are just going to give a little bit of a recap on that card. Alright, starting it off, Vettori versus Cannonier card, we are going to talk about just the main card and how everything went down, and then dive deep into the main event. So, Nicholas Dalby took on Muslim Shalakov, and this was a unanimous decision win for Dalby to start off the main card.
We hit on that one.
We did hit on that one. And then we also took... Did we take Torres?
Yes.
We did take...
Definitely took Torres.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Definitely did.
And he won in round one. Nice.
Yeah, that fight was rather swift and quick, honestly. Took care of business real quick.
Sabatini got a Maida.
He got a submission victory in round 2.
We took Sabatini too?
We took Sabatini too.
Love that. I remember we took... No... Leroy Duncan? I think you might have took Petrosian.
I took Armin.
Yeah, you did.
I took Armin to win.
Oh, he won by unanimous. Oh, that wasn't even close.
No.
Duncan was undefeated. That wasn't even close. Wow, good for him.
And then you picked Duncan that one.
Right. Armin won by KO in round 3.
Yeah. Armin pretty much took care of that one too.
Right.
Those odds were that way for a reason.
Right. And then Cannonier and Vettori. This was a fantastic fight. Both guys had opportunities to win. Back and forth. See Cannonier get the unanimous decision win after a 5-round battle.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this much. Vettori had his moments, but I feel like Cannonier just really put it on him.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I mean, Vettori definitely had chances to win. But
yeah,
honestly,
he had his moments for sure where, like, Cannonier was definitely wobbled for sure.
Yeah.
He just didn't really... He fought not as aggressive as he usually does. Usually he's the one that's putting the pressure on and going forward, but actually it was quite the opposite in this one.
100%. I love Derek Cannonier. I watched his last couple of fights, and I actually definitely forgot about him a little bit. I forgot about how much of a beast he is, and Vettori was definitely in for some trouble.
Yeah.
And I gave Vettori too much credit for sure. Cannonier is an animal. He looked good, but Cannonier just looked better in a lot of the spots and really showed his dominance, pushed the pace of this fight, and ultimately just dominated for a win through 5 rounds.
Interested to see where this puts Cannonier then, because Vettori was 3 and Cannonier was 4.
I was just saying, I thought they were near the top 5 already,
yeah.
So he's got to be getting close to that top of that division.
Most certainly, moving forward.
What's it at, 170?
Middleweight is 185.
85.
So that's Izzy.
Ooh, Cannonier versus Izzy could be good. Okay, interesting.
So, yeah, that'd be something to keep our eyes on.
Well, that's good. Got a little recap of that UFC card in from last weekend.
The first of many.
We can now jump over to the NBA as we are going to discuss some of the trades that happened before the draft and just kind of some stuff that moved around and the bigger trades that happened through the offseason in the NBA.
Yeah, so I think this was like one of the first big trades that happened, and then obviously there's a second one that happens. The first one, I'm pretty sure, was the Suns trade with Bradley Beal. I don't know who Jordan Goodwin and Isaiah Todd are. They're probably just bench guys. And then the Wizards got Chris Paul, Landry Shamet, and then multiple just draft capital. So now the Suns are probably, I guess, a big favorite next year, I bet already, because I think that's going to be a big 3 with him, KD, and Booker. Bradley Beal has kind of been always a good number 2 or 3 option, like a shooting guard. Better, definitely more as a role player rather than the main guy, because after he went to Washington, definitely heard him be relevant again.
I mean, these deals, Porzingis gets traded to the Celtics for Tyus Jones, Gallinari, and Muscala. Marcus Smart in that deal goes to Memphis.
He's Boston.
And I think we got to talk about that in its own right. Marcus Smart vocally wanted to stay in Boston, loved the people, thought that he would finish his career there, and is shocked to get dealt to Memphis.
Yeah.
But I think for the Grizzlies, this is fantastic. For one, if John Morant can ever get his head out of it, he and Marcus Smart compare one of the best backcourts in the NBA, honestly. With that defense of Marcus Smart, he's got decent shooting down. He's got a good passing ability, and then John Morant, that finishing, that shooting that he has, could be really good if they can play well together. I like the deal, but gotta feel for Marcus Smart in that one, though. Especially if he didn't have any idea that he was going to get traded.
This came from left field, absolutely.
Right.
After being a starting guard of one of the top teams in the East past couple of years, going to the finals once, and then out of nowhere, just getting traded like that was definitely surprising. And I gotta agree, the Grizzlies getting him as like a second guy next to Morant. Hopefully, like you mentioned, he's got 25-game suspension already. No, it only gets worse from here. The next time it'll be something worse. Then you're looking at definitely a season potential kind of suspension. And then Porzingis going to the Celtics. That's interesting.
Helps them out, gives them another guy. I think that he could really revitalize his career and show his dominance that he had at the start of his career with the New York Knicks.
Yeah.
I think that playing somewhere like Boston with a crowd like the Garden that you're going to get in Boston, especially around that playoff atmosphere, I think that could really kind of hone in and help Kristaps get back to that. Maybe not as elite, but definitely better than we've seen.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have the ball in his hands. I mean, you lose Marcus Smart, a guy who had a high amount of time with the ball, like usage rate. You trade him. Porzingis, he can play kind of all over the court, really. Outside, inside. He can shoot. He's got some range, so
right.
I think he'll stretch the floor even more for him, really.
Right.
At this point where he's at in his career, just let him focus on maybe scoring. You still got other guys there, obviously, with Tatum and Brown. It's a good trade, honestly, for both teams.
Right. Before this, obviously, we mentioned a little bit the Beal for Paul trade. So that also leaves Washington for the last team we didn't talk about a part of this trade. And for Washington, I mean, at this point, they get rid of Bradley Beal, they grab Chris Paul, and, that's really the gist of that deal besides some other pieces, some bench warmers, whatever. And then you see them get Tyus Jones and Gallinari and Muscala. So it's like the Washington Wizards are definitely starting to try to build their team out to start off this offseason and the trade portion. And then you see the June 22nd just absolutely monumentally stupid trade. I'm going to start ranting right now. I got to get into this. I mean, you guys know, I'm a big Michigan fan. I'm also a realist. Everybody will agree with me, I think, if you're in Golden State right now. Your old Chris Paul, who has never won anything. I like Chris Paul as an NBA player, right? He has never won anywhere. I feel like he almost has a better chance not to win than to win. Just off odds and everything alone. 38 years old. And you trade Golden State, that's your guy. And you give up one of the up-and-coming NBA superstars in Jordan Poole. And a first-round pick.
Yep.
Absolutely. I don't know I don't know what else to call it. Like, I was genuinely jaw-droppingly shocked when I saw this deal. Especially when I saw it was just for Chris Paul. Because you could have got a haul back for Jordan Poole.
Oh, absolutely.
And we're really, for one bad playoff round, that we're really basing this whole what he's going to be off one bad playoff round. Kurt, you just got to get me off my soapbox because I could go on for hours. What do you think?
This was news to me the other night, and I was just unaware. I remember, I was like, this has got to be a troll, right? And then, no.
I was like, you're trolling.
The Golden State Warriors traded for Chris Paul, and they gave away Jordan Poole, a first-round pick and a second-round pick.
From, 2030 and 2027, so it's definitely deeper out, but that's still valuable.
Hey, first-round player.
Right.
You already know, why would you, and it's for just to win now. That's all it is.
They think win now, but Chris Paul hasn't won anything.
And let's just be
so
honest.
what about win now with that?
He never wins now because he always gets hurt. But against the Bucks, I mean, you tell me. So the fit makes no sense to me because it's not like Golden State's bad because of guards.
Right.
It's because they don't have anyone in the paint.
Now, if you drop Draymond Green off, you lose that defense in the paint. You move Clay.
They don't have anybody in the paint.
What do they do? They got to play Clay at the 3 now. That's a really weird matchup for him.
It's just weird to me because Chris Paul's not a 3-and-D guy.
Right.
Like, they shoot threes.
And then Chris Paul has no shooting, so it's like, are you banking on his passing ability?
I mean,
to still be what it was.
He's not a great shooter.
At 38 years old, his passing is still going to be as good as it was, but then before,
I mean,
no way. I cannot. Somebody has to come in to the comments or give me some knowledge. Drop something. I need some of you. If you have any perspective on this, please drop it in the comments because I'm baffled.
You want to know? Here's the best way I'm going to summarize it. The Golden State Warriors traded for what Chris Paul was, not what he is now.
They gave up their future. They gave up their future.
Guard play wasn't the problem.
Right.
But you gave it all for now. Sorry, but that's not gonna change anything.
I don't think the addition of Chris Paul puts them in the realm to be the top teams these days. They compete with the Bostons, the Miamis, the Denvers of the NBA right now.
Yeah.
I don't think Chris Paul puts... I mean, of course you got the best shooter in the NBA, Steph Curry. Klay Thompson, best shooter in his own right. Chris Paul helps, right? But does he get them over Jokic and Giannis and Jimmy Butler? And if Miami can add a point guard, they're really dangerous. And Philly's still
got
good.
The Grizzlies.
Philly's still good. Memphis can stay alive with Marcus Smart.
The Lakers.
The Lakers with LeBron are still alive. You cannot tell me. And it was funny because usually I would shout out my boy Brandon. Usually we don't ever agree with anything. We don't ever agree on anything, especially with sports. And I hit him up. I was like, Brandon, you gotta be mad.
Sick,
I was like,
man.
you gotta be mad. You gotta be as mad as I am right now. He's like, he literally said, I hope Jordan Poole draws 50 on the Warriors. He's a Warriors fan.
Yep.
He said, I hope Jordan Poole draws 50 points on the Warriors when they play.
New GM, and this is your first move?
Yeah, that's what he
Why?
said. That's what he said. He said they got a new GM and he's already taken the team.
This is how you start off taking L's, my dude.
Yeah.
You guys just took an L.
That is the fat L trade.
Jordan Poole, he definitely didn't come up in that Lakers series, but still, I mean,
series.
You just won the finals with them last year. I'm not saying it was because of him, but he definitely played a role in that.
100%.
And you trade him?
Unbelievable. I think we both could sit here and talk about this for hours. Let's quickly jump over.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Wizards, though. Because now, you don't have Chris Paul, but you have a Tyus Jones, young point guard, up and coming in the NBA, right? He's been really good, solid backup for Memphis. Deserves a starting role. I love this job for Tyus Jones. You add Jordan Poole now to that as well. So that's a really good 1-2 combo as Washington tries to finally build something. I think it gives you a really good start. So obviously not going to be the best, but I think if Tyus Jones, Jordan Poole, you add a big man in there, that could be a decent team in a couple years. So
definitely.
As much as I'm angry, Jordan Poole isn't going to be competing with the Warriors anymore, and how angry I am at the Warriors for making such a idiotic trade, we had to move on because.
So and that's just from that trade.
And that was just that trade. That'll move us into the draft.
Yeah. Let's get into this draft.
Yeah, we can just go. We'll go into the draft. We'll start off the picks, and then we'll get back into.
Because I remember
we'll get back into the trades when we hit them. So let's get into the NBA draft,
which happened.
Last Thursday night, June 22nd.
That's not when the draft was. Was it really?
Yep, I'm looking at it right here.
Okay.
Last Thursday, June 22nd, 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Victor Wembanyama, the 7'5" phenom, obviously gets drafted number 1 to the San Antonio Spurs. He's absolutely incredible. Nothing needs to be said about him. A+. Brandon Miller, the stud small forward from Alabama, goes number 2. Definitely not mad at this pick. I think it was either Scoot Henderson.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying.
Or Brandon Miller for the Hornets.
Scoot or something.
And I like Brandon Miller personally. The Hornets, another one, they just got to start somewhere. And you give them a nice piece to build around Brandon Miller.
With LaMelo.
Yeah, with LaMelo coming back, and that's a good piece. which is why I like that they didn't get Scoot. I think that LaMelo is a true point guard, and they needed a small forward, so you get Brandon Miller to play alongside with him. Scoot Henderson, you don't know the fate of Damian Lillard. He sounds like he really wants to leave. Sounds like he's gonna leave. So you get his replacement potentially in Scoot Henderson, and if he stays there, then maybe they play together. So either way, you get a good guard at the 3rd overall pick. 4 and 5, this was super cool. The Thompson brothers from Overtime Elite. Amen Thompson, point guard, went number 4 to the Rockets. And Ashar Thompson went number 5 to the Detroit Pistons.
That's crazy.
First time ever, obviously. Brothers go back-to-back, 4 and 5. Absolutely insane. Super cool to witness live as well. We'll move to number 6. Anthony Black, the Arkansas shooting guard, gets taken by the Orlando Magic as they continue to bolster that team with high draft picks.
Yeah.
Orlando's starting to really build something that I think could really start to compete here really soon.
Got all them young pieces. Just got to start stacking bricks.
Yeah.
And good bricks, not bad ones.
Looks like the Indiana Pacers
Number
went
7.
with this Koulibaly, and this is the French one I'm actually going to look into because I really don't know much about him. He's from France. I guess he was the 3rd ranked small forward, 11th ranked overall player. 6'8", 194, 7'2" wingspan. 3rd youngest player in the NBA 100 at age 18. Played in the FIBA U18.
Good defender, just has problem making shots.
Decent small forward guy for Indiana, I guess. Right?
Pretty much.
I have to see about him. We'll move to 8, and the Wizards take Jarris Walker, a Houston power forward. So, they get the Tyus Jones, Jordan Poole backcourt, and as I said they needed to add a big man, they grab a Houston power forward at 8 overall. As they try to get that front court now ready for next season. So, the Washington Wizards are really making some moves to try to be competitive. Or as competitive as they can be next year.
Keep an eye on them.
Awesome. Good for them. Next, Taylor Hendricks, the UCF power forward, goes 9 overall to the Utah Jazz.
6'9", 210.
6'9", power forward, 210. 2nd overall power forward, 9 overall rank. We'll move to the 10th pick. This is where the Oklahoma City Thunder traded up from 12 to 10 with just, I believe, a late round pick, and they took on the Bertans contract, which adds another shooter, big man for the Thunder next year. It's a bad contract, but the Thunder have ample amount of money, so that's what the Mavs needed, was to free up some cap space, and the Thunder are rewarded by being able to move up 2 selections and take the guy that I truly believe they wanted. Now, I will get into this as a Thunder fan. I thought this move was completely for Cam Whitmore. The slide down the board for him was really monumental. I thought he was a top 5 to 8 player in this draft. And I thought once they moved up, I was like, oh, they're definitely going for him.
Yep.
This is a great pick. And a Carson Wallace trade. I'll be honest. My first reaction, I started booing. I was angry. That's my initial reaction. I think that was a lot of people's reaction because my first reaction and a lot of people's was too many guards. Now that was quickly debunked after I looked into this in the following days after this draft by a few things. One, the Kentucky pool of point guards in the NBA is undeniable at this point. The list, you can look it up. I'm not going to sit here and name the players. SGA, John Wall is a couple I can name off my head. There's like 10. It speaks for itself at this point. I'm not going to argue with Calipari and his guard production and how he's been able to get them to go to the pros. So there's that by itself already. And it seemed like a few of the Thunder reporters seemed like this was the guy that they wanted. It was the guy that they projected the Thunder to take. So that gives me reason to believe that it was, at least in the circulation of the reporting world, right, in Oklahoma City. I firmly believe this could be Lou Dort's replacement. It gives Oklahoma City very good defense at the guard positions, and the Thunder are going to be built on defense. I think you can see that now with SGA, Lou Dort, Giddey being really good defenders. Ken Holmgren coming in next year. They get another guard. I think this could make Lou Dort expendable, But at this point, I really do like this pick. I think that a Cam Whitmore could have been good, and I think that he's going to really kill it in the NBA. So we may be coming back and looking like, yeah, we probably should have went Cam Whitmore. But right now, especially from where I was draft day, I'm definitely pretty excited for the pick, and I like what the Thunder are doing and how they're trying to build this team out, for sure. So I think only time will tell. Sam Presti, he's proven to be a very good build to the draft kind of GM.
Yeah, his draft history speaks for itself.
And yeah, that another thing too is just like Sam Presti can draft, so I'm gonna trust him. We'll move to 11, and of course it's a Michigan man. Orlando Magic trade back up into the first round, and they get another Michigan Wolverine as the Orlando Wolverines continue. The Michigan Magic continued with now yet another Michigan player joining the Orlando Magic. Jet Howard can take it over Corey Bubkin. What do you think about that, Kurt?
I was not ready for Jet Howard to go that early.
Right.
And no way. My reaction was, no way would you have told me 4 months ago that Jet Howard was getting drafted higher than Kobe Bufkin. No way.
100%.
There's no way. Bufkin was a better player than Howard. They're drafting really on potential. I thought maybe top 20, but not top, dang near top 10. And that's crazy.
That's what scares me is Keister Wallace is the guard to go, like pretty much the first 2 point guard besides Thompson and Henderson, right? And after that it's Wallace. Then the next 2 point guard, Kobe Bufkin. So who's going to be the better guard? The 10th pick for the Thunder or the 15th pick for the Hawks? But we'll get back into Jet Howard. I like the pick. The Magic.
Yeah, hopefully it pans out.
The Magic must like that Juwan Howard pipeline that they have, and they continue to draw for him for yet another Michigan Wolverine and goes to the Orlando Magic. I like the fit. I think that they are, like I said, with their Anthony Black pick, I think they're really building a solid team. But like Kurt said, they really need to start translating this young core team into some wins. I still think
got the Wagners, you got the Mustafa.
I still think they could be a little small in the front court, center, power forward. I don't know who's really going to play there, but they go shooting guard, They go shooting guard, and they take 2 shooting guards. So who knows what their plan is there? But they got Franz, they got Mort, they got Kobe,
Mustafa.
Not Kobe. They got Mustafa.
Maybe not Mustafa. It was the guy that left last year. The guy that was like a power forward who always shoot threes. He was the guy that left last year. He left 2 years ago.
Caleb Houston.
That's who it was.
Caleb Houston.
Yeah.
That's who they got last year. I knew I was missing one. I'm missing one. Caleb Houston.
But, so then number 12, the Mavericks took Derek Lively the second.
Yep. How'd it do?
And this was the guy I remember I was like, man, you guys should have picked him.
And this is what hurts is because the NBA...
I feel like this dude's about to be better than Wallace and... Yeah. I think he's about to be better than Wallace, honestly.
The NBA is so bad with this...
Trade updates.
Yeah, with the updates and just their graphic department. You should be ashamed. It's terrible that we sit here right now and I can still look at Carson Wallace as the Mavs logo and Lively. Like, I would, if I didn't know any better, if I didn't watch this, I would have said Wallace is a Mav and we've got Lively. And that's actually who. It actually pains me because, like Kurt says, he likes Lively a lot. I like the Wallace pick, but Lively was my pick at 12.
I feel like Lively would have been
Lively was my pick
for
the Thunder. That's who I wanted them to pick before the draft. And it's funny that I look at Lively next to the Thunder logo like, what could have been, and we could be looking at this in a couple of years. What could have been?
Literally,
Chet Holmgren,
Lively and
Chet Holmgren,
Whitmore.
Lively.
Yeah,
could have been an incredible duo, but they go Wallace. The Mavs get Lively to pair with Luka.
A big center.
They need some better guard play for sure in Dallas, and they're gonna be. But I mean, they got
Kyrie's
Luka,
leaving, so that'll be interesting.
Right.
Still got Luka though.
Oh yeah, they had Kyrie, but he's leaving.
Probably. He don't like to stay nowhere. He just He be moving all over the map.
I guess you got to point on Kyrie leaving, but Kyrie could be there if he was there, and Lively and Luka.
As soon as they got Kyrie last year, they started sucking.
For sure.
I remember before they got Kyrie, they were like a top 4 team in the West.
I called it too. I remember.
And then so they got Kyrie.
Yep, I remember saying they were gonna suck. Too many people would want the ball. Kyrie's just been
only one ball though.
Kyrie's been a cancer, honestly. I don't know what happened.
Ever since he left Cleveland,
he just fell off the wagon completely. Honestly, I used to love Kyrie. Man, what a downfall! Crazy. We'll move on. 13th pick was the Toronto Raptors.
This pick had us
and
weak.
They take Kansas shooting guard Grady Dick.
This dude was coming on that fancy red suit or whatever.
That fancy
dude, this is the guy.
Red.
He could shoot. He can shoot though. Crazy shooter.
Coming out. Gets picked by the red Toronto Raptors, so it all works out for him. And yeah, he's a very good shooter.
6'7", 200.
Third ranked position in the shooting guard. 6'7",
40% 3-point shooter.
Ooh, that's not bad at all. You'll definitely take that on Toronto. You can use that. You got
He's on with Siakam.
Yeah, I would say you got the down low presence. Now you got Grady Dick to try to shoot.
And open the floor.
Open the floor for Toronto a little bit. Next up is 14, and the Pelicans take the next up available best shooting guard in their opinion, Jordan Hawkins out of UConn.
Wow.
I love this pick. I love Jordan Hawkins. He played really well in the tournament. Really boosted his draft stock in my opinion. 47% from
for three
in the Sweet 16.
44 points on 25 field goal attempts. Wow, that's pretty good.
20 years old, 6'5", 195. So he can shoot. I'm sure with being 195, he's got a big enough frame to get to the bucket, make those inside jump shots. I think that's another good pick for the Pelicans. They still have C.J. McCollum as well, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
They're just looking for ways to score because they know Zion ain't gonna play. So,
man,
what a shame.
Right. What could have been.
Absolute shame. Well, that'll take us number 15.
Right. Kobe Buffkin, finally selected, number 15 overall.
Oh, yeah.
I like this landing spot, man. He can play a true two shooting guard, which I think what he should play in the NBA.
Honestly.
He can show off that shooting ability from the corner. He can have those good drive, reverse layups. His defense is improving. I thought it did last year at Michigan at least, and I think that it will in the NBA. You pair him with the backcourt of Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks, continue to improve and continue to get better.
Yeah, I mean, they went to the Eastern Conference Finals, not this current season, but the past season.
Right.
They went, and pretty sure they got defeated by the Bucks. I think it was the Bucks. I don't remember, but yeah, you add a good guard that could score. That way Ice Trae ain't having to do everything because sometimes he'd be trying to do too much. And you add who I thought was the best Michigan player, so I like it.
Love seeing both guys go off the board though before the first 15 picks. That was awesome to see. And no matter what, even on a down year for the Michigan Wolverines, they're still turning two guys into the first round of the NBA. So
top 15.
Awesome. Moving on, 16, Keontae George, Baylor shooting guard. Really like this guy's game. He goes to the Utah Jazz.
The Jazz, yep.
So they pick up a point guard, a power forward in Hendricks, and they go with the shooting guard in Keontae George. 5th ranked positional shooting guard, 6'4", 220. Wow. He was a 3 for 19 in the...
During the NCAA tournament.
Round 32. Yikes. So that's rough. Looks like he's a combo guard. Lives off a steady difficult. He can put up difficult shots. Lacks length in the backcourt. Struggled to get stops all season. Made some progress defensively. Yikes. Didn't look like he had the best draft ranking. But the Utah Jazz see something good enough to trade up and select him. Take the pick from the Minnesota T-Wolves and select him at 16. So
yeah.
I feel like that's just a kind of wait and see pick. But this was the guy at 17. I love the pick for the LA Lakers. Jalen Hood-Schifino from Indiana, the point guard. This was a great pick to try to help out LeBron a little bit. I really liked his game. I watched a lot of his games that he played at Indiana. Watched a lot of Big Ten basketball. And really liked his game. He played pretty well against Michigan in Ann Arbor. And played really well for Indiana all season, really led that team. He comes in, maybe he can move D'Angelo Russell to the 2 and he doesn't have to have the ball so much.
Yeah.
That could help him out. Then you have LeBron and AD as well.
Austin Reeves.
Austin Reeves coming. So, I like it. I like the pick. Solid 6'5", 200-pound.
Yeah, I agree big time.
Guard.
A scorer. That's what I see. So the Lakers.
He can definitely score, and like I said, just take some of that load off LeBron. Because at this point, year 1,000, he needs it.
Pick number 18. The Miami Heat with UCLA player Jamie Jaquez Jr.
Love this guy's game. He was really good this past
UCLA.
season. Leading UCLA to their third consecutive Sweet 16. He had a really good game against Michigan when they played, what was that, last year?
Yep.
And I really like this pick for the Miami Heat in the middle of round 1. Helps add another player, maybe another solid guy. I mean, I don't know.
Perfect role player for the Heat culture.
A guard, but I feel like they truly believe they could try to bring in Damian Lillard. So this guy is just another probably a really solid bench guy that can get some solid minutes and contribute.
Pac-12 player of the year.
I think he can contribute year 1 for sure. I like this.
Definitely can have a good role from the beginning. He will actually.
Right.
I think it'll translate real well to the Heat and just do what they keep doing, honestly.
100%. At 19, the Warriors. After their boneheaded trade, they look to bring in Jordan Poole's replacement, as they now need a 2-guard. And they do that, or so they seem to think, in Brandon Podziemski?
Yeah.
Podziemski.
Yep.
Out of Santa Clara, the shooting guard. A guy out of there. I think Williams? I think Williams went there. Santa Clara put somebody from last year into the NBA first round. I believe it was Williams went to Santa Clara. Nonetheless, Santa Clara put somebody else in the NBA first round
last year.
So, the Warriors, I guess, look like they needed a 2-guard. They deal Jordan Poole for Chris Paul, and they pick up the Santa Clara shooting guard. I don't know what to make it. Looks like he shot 45% from 3.
In his last 10 games, he averaged 23, 10, and 4.
He had
and a steal and a half.
Yeah, 1.8 steals per game. Didn't play the best, obviously playing at Santa Clara, but looks like he had good stats. 6'6", 205. He can definitely hold his own at the 2-guard position. So
size-wise, definitely.
I guess I like the pick for the Warriors, but they're honestly probably going to be number 1, and I don't even like the logo. I don't even like looking at the logo right now.
No chance.
I hate everything about the Warriors now, to be completely honest. No reason to root for them whatsoever.
Nope.
Number 20, Cam Whitmore's slide finally ends as the Villanova small forward is selected by the Houston Rockets.
The Rockets.
Cam Whitmore was the second-ranked small forward, but he is I gotta see how many small forwards were drafted in front of him. 1, 2, 3. He is the 4th small forward off the board, but he was apparently the second best in his position rank. So, Houston ends the slide, trades up with the Clippers.
Yep.
And grabs Cam Whitmore. I love Cam Whitmore out of Villanova. 6'7", 232. Looks like he got a broken thumb and missed the first 7 games. Came back. Villanova started off 4-7 in conference play with the 10-12 record that most likely result in only the teams. They did miss the NCAA tournament for that. 37% from 3, 71% from the line. It's not the best. He's a shot creator, it says. Posting 3 times as many turnovers as assists.
That's a red flag.
Yeah. Looks like Cam Whitmore just had some red flags. That kind of
scared teams off.
And kind of reading this, I think I might have gave Cam Whitmore a little bit too much credit for his positives and not really looked into his downsides as much, because I don't really blame his slide. But we'll move on here. Noah Clowney, as the Brooklyn Nets had back-to-back picks at 21 and 22 Something you definitely don't see a whole lot in the NBA.
No.
That's for sure.
Rare.
21 and 22. Brooklyn Nets select Noah Clowney, Alabama big man, power forward. He comes in 6'10", 205. Brooklyn then selects Duke shooting guard Doric Whitehead as they try to build back up after the failed Kevin Durant, James Harden, Ben Simmons Kyrie experience.
Oh man, they traded all of that for them,
yeah.
and
now they have nothing to show for it. Like I predicted they would. I really did predict it to go this way that it did. And now Brooklyn is forced to completely start over and try to build.
Trade LeVert, man.
Yep.
Fools.
Nothing. Yep.
Basically, just a rebuild.
Yeah. Brooklyn, I don't know. Brooklyn just, they got to start over. They try to do it the free agent transfer portal-esque way.
Snakes.
They try to do it the snake way. And
what did you think was going to happen when you brought in a bunch of snakes?
They got bit. They got bit back.
You got bit.
Yeah. It's funny here. 23 Portland, 24 Sacramento. Sacramento last year took a Murray.
Yeah.
And took out Murray from Iowa, the twin. And at 23, Portland.
Trailblazers
Take the other Murray from Iowa.
Yeah, this was a great pick for them.
Yep, I really like the Murray twins out of Iowa. Another one of the guys that I see a lot of watching the Big Ten quite a bit. I like these guys. Murray's ranked 4th, power forward, 6'8", 225. Definitely good size. They were both able to shoot pretty well.
They were. I remember because when we played them, they
shot the lights out pretty
much. One of them scored 30.
Yep.
So yeah, Keegan's brother, Chris Murray, gets drafted.
Big men
by
though,
Portland.
so they got that big body.
So if you trade Damian Lillard, you got someone there to at least do something, but... Or if you keep him, then...
Yeah, maybe they try to sway him there and keep him. 24, Oliver Maxine Prosper from Marquette, power forward. He was ranked number 5 in the power forward, 29th overall, 6'8", 220, 21 points, 7 rebounds, 22 minutes in his lone game in the draft combine. Yeah, he shot just 33.9% from 3 last season in college. That's alarming. But he is a big man, so...
The thing is with the NBA draft is, a lot of it is drafting on potential.
Yeah, because they're drafting these guys so young, for sure. 100%. We'll move on. The Grizzlies select a point guard, Marcus Sasser. And it looks like they get rid of Tyus Jones, and they look to select their next backup point guard for Marcus Smart and John Morant now.
Yeah, it looks like he had a groin injury he battled for a while.
6'3", 193. Battled through a groin injury, yep. Had 22 points against Auburn. It's like this is a solid, good backup pick for...
Add a guard there because you lose one, really.
Memphis, yep.
Number 26, Ben Shepherd, Belmont, small forward.
6'5", 190, ranked number 9.
This was the dude that Devin was saying his face looked all droopy.
Yeah, 100%. It's funny. Yeah, nothing I really know about again. Another just potential pick for the Indiana Pacers.
A small forward wing that shoots the 3 well, 41% from 3.
Oh, wow. That's nice shot.
Smaller school, but hey, man, sometimes it don't matter where you come from.
Gotta find the dent wherever you can get them.
Honestly.
Nick Smith Jr., the very good Arkansas point guard. I liked him a lot. This was a great pick at 27 for the Hornets. 6'5", 180.
Another guard,
yeah. They lose in the Sweet 16. Does Arkansas. Smith had high hopes, but really never looked like himself. Shot under 40% inside the arc, converting nearly 60% of his 2-pointers and living at the free throw line in previous years. He didn't really have his best year, which kind of caused his draft slide this year. But
definitely
the Hornets rebuilding, take a chance on him and try to kind of hope on what he used to be compared to what they got this year at Arkansas. So that's the pick for them at 27.
Oh, man.
28 is Ohio State small forward Bryce Sensabaugh. He was the 4th ranked small forward, 22 overall, 6'5", 235. He shot 30% from 3 and 50% inside the arc. He was decent. I think he's definitely probably one of the worst out of the Big Ten to come out so far. Definitely didn't have the best. Definitely didn't look the best. And I actually thought he would look better for Ohio State, especially when Ohio State started to turn some teams.
Yeah.
And they played a whole lot better than a lot of people thought that they would. But Sensabaugh definitely really wasn't the best. 42% from 3-point. And he had never really played the best, but did good enough to get selected in the back end of the first round by the Utah Jazz. And they had, what was that, 3 first-round selections?
Yes.
2,
yes.
3. 3 picks in the first round.
Wow. That was from that Gobert trade.
Yeah, the Jazz stack up on picks, dumping Gobert, and they try to build the team back up with 3 picks in the first round. We're closing out the first round. We have the Pacers selecting again as they trade with Boston to select Julian Strawther, the
Their 3rd pick of the round.
Gonzaga small forward. And yes, they select 2 small forwards with Ben Shepherd being selected. And then obviously their high pick was another small forward. 3 small forwards selected for the Pacers on the first round. What a first round for the Indiana Pacers. Kind of
Forward.
Kind of questioning that, but if you like him, you like him. So
just had the best players, you think?
Yeah, good guy from
40% from 3.
And the Clippers closed out the first round. This pick was originally Houston's, then it was Milwaukee's, then the Clippers.
It went everywhere.
Then the Clippers got it, and they select power forward Kobe Brown, 10th ranked power forward, 44 overall. He had 45% from 3. It's crazy. Even at the big man position, all it really seemed like it's 3-point percentage.
Yeah.
3-point percentage. It's so crazy, man. Such a crazy world we live in. But we could sit here and talk for another hour about the second round. Let us know if you guys want us to dive deeper into these NBA drafts, but I think we will call it there.
Yeah.
As we got the first round covered, and we're already sitting at about 50 minutes. So we'll leave it there. If you guys want to hear anything more, second round, we could always do it. We have nothing but time here in the off season. So if you guys want to,
off season.
If you guys want to see it, let's hear it. So let us know. But that'll do it for the NBA draft. I guess we can go back and talk about some more of these trades that went down. As obviously you saw the 7th get picked, the 7th and 8th get swapped, 10 for 12 get swapped. Dallas gets 24. Doesn't even show what Sacramento got. Looks like Milwaukee got 36. Boston traded 31 for 25. There really wasn't any big moves besides that. So that took care of the NBA draft, the NBA trades, and will set us up to finish with the UFC Fight Night from Jacksonville, Florida. That was just yesterday.
3 p.m.
Saturday,
Eastern time.
3 p.m. Eastern. Main event was Josh Emmett and
Topuria.
Topuria. Main card went like this. Brendan Allen over Bruno Silva, first round submission. David Olma over Gabriel Santos, vicious second round TKO. That was a very massive TKO. Tafa and Lane was shaping up to be a good fight. I think it would have been very, very good. But unfortunately, Lane lunges in, gets Tafa with a nasty thumb eye poke that really messed up Tafa's eye really, really badly. And the fight is called a no contest, as Tafa would have literally had to fight one-eyed as he would have been blind. So, doctor called a stoppage. The fight decided as a no contest, and we'll see if they run that back or what happens with that. But that takes care of the third fight, unfortunately, very quickly, and we move into the co-main event. I bet on Ribas to win. I felt like Macy Barber was going to win all week and went against my gut. Don't ever do that if you bet sports, I'm telling you.
Trust your gut, man. Trust your gut.
I've won against my gut more times than I like to admit.
And that includes fantasy, too.
100%.
Honestly, trust your gut with almost everything.
100%. So, Macy Barber, Reboss, they go at each other first round. Really good, competitive first round. Second round, same thing. Battling back and forth. But it's Macy Barber was honestly just a little bit more fight, a little bit more dog. And she really just...
Second round finish.
Really just gets that Reboss, lands some good striking, and gets her out of there with a second round finish, like Kurt just mentioned, in the second round, 342. As that would end the co-main event. Barber, people were saying she's gotten some fluky decisions. Definitely, I was on her side, then pulled off. Like I said, shouldn't have did it, and she proved me wrong. Went out there, got the job done in the second round. That will take us to the main event of the evening. Yeah, right, the day, like 4:30. Afternoon. Josh Emmett, Ilya Topuria. This fight goes all 5 rounds. It was a slugfest. Honestly, Topuria controlled it, but Emmett just a hats-off performance. Never stopped, never gave up, kept pushing, kept coming forward at him. Took a real bad beating. I want Kurt to watch this fight because it was a banger. Honestly, it was a banger on the feet. Nothing on the ground.
Wish I could have. So, I'll have to rewatch that on ESPN Plus then for sure.
100%. First there, but after that war, Ilya gets the unanimous decision victory. Emmett, tries to stop Topuria's run. Doesn't happen. And Topuria looks like he's aiming for that featherweight.
What was it, like 4-1 or like 3-2? Like, what were the scorecards?
I wouldn't even. Emmett might have got around, maybe.
Oh, wow, okay.
I would say he dominated. And he did call for, being fortunate and no, he did call for a chance at the featherweight strap after that Volkanovski and Rodriguez fight.
Ooh.
That's going down July 8th. So UFC is coming crazy in the summer. We looked
12 weeks straight.
Like 12 weeks straight of straight bangers. Next weekend is the headline is Sean Strickland,
yep.
And A-Boss Magomedov. 23-4-1. Strickland coming back, revitalizing his career a little bit. What is he, 28-5? That's a good fight. And we'll get into that card next week.
Most certainly will.
So I think that will pretty much do it. Got around a 15-minute podcast. UFC focused. Got some NBA in there. We will next week cover the NHL draft, which I will have some live coverage as I am going to the first round in Nashville next week, which will be insane. I cannot wait to see that. Cannot wait to get that draft experience with Chicago drafting 1 and a missing guy going number 2. Couldn't ask for anything better, honestly. Gonna be a great time in Nashville. Give you guys some live content from that. But episode 80 is in the books. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe,
follow,
share with your friends. Let us know what you guys want us to talk about, what you guys think of the UFC, your comments on the draft, how everything went for your team. Give us some interaction. We love to talk to you guys. We love to debate. If you think wrong, tell us. We'll debate with you all day. We love it. It's all sports talk around here. So, hope you guys enjoy this one. Made on Ridgeway Sports Podcast, episode 80.
80.
Peace.
Peace out.